Welcome back. In this lecture, we are going to implement the Terraform remote state storage. So we are in the GitHub repository Stack Simplify HashiCorp certified Terraform associate and in 07 Terraform state section. Inside that 0701 is going to be Terraform remote state storage and also state locking. So as part of our previous lecture, we completed the introductory part. And now we are moving on to create the S3 bucket, okay, as part of step 2. So let's go ahead and then create the S3 bucket now. So we'll go to EC2 here and we'll search for S3 and go to S3 buckets, okay, S3 service and then create a bucket. So the bucket name we are going to give here is Terraform Stack Simplify. It should be unique across the entire AWS S3 buckets, okay. So create bucket and Terraform Stack Simplify. Region is AWS North Virginia US East 1 and bucket settings for block public access leave to defaults, okay, no changes here, okay. And now bucket versioning, enable the bucket versioning, that is what Terraform recommends, and rest all leave to defaults and then create the bucket. So let's create the bucket and after that create a folder named dev inside that, okay. So we'll say Terraform Stack Simplify, create a folder named dev. Good. So now we'll go back to the next step. Next step is we'll go to Terraform Backend configuration and then understand a little bit about the Terraform Backend, okay. So the associated link is provided here. So you can create a backend in the Terraform block, okay. So like this. So backend and then S3 and then bucket name and then key means like in which location the Terraform state file should be loaded, put in place, and then what is the name of the state file you want to put it and in which region this bucket exists, okay. So all this information you need to provide in the Terraform block, which is nothing but our C1 versions.tf, okay. So that's what we are going to do now. So let's go to our GitHub Visual Studio Code and in 0701 you have the Terraform manifest and you have other things as usual from previous section. Only thing I changed is instead of EC2 underscore instance type, I changed the variable name to instance type here and then referenced the same thing here. Other than that, everything is same from our previous data sources section, okay. So now we'll go back to C1 versions.tf and now here we are going to add the backend as the S3 for remote state storage, okay. So we can control space and then say backend, and backend we are going to use is S3, right. So I can say S3 and here there will be no options here, okay. So whatever it is provided in the documentation, you need to copy them, okay. Bucket, key and then region, okay. So I'll copy these three things from documentation here, okay. So let me, okay, and let's get the bucket name. So our bucket name is Terraform Stack Simplify, right, and my path is dev slash and my file name you can say dev.tf state or terraform.tf state, whatever the name you want, okay. So I'll say dev slash in dev folder it need to create a terraform.tf state file and region is US East 1, okay. So this is what we have created. So now what happens is Terraform will take this backend information whatever is defined here to store the terraform.tf state files, okay. So it will store the terraform.tf state files in Terraform Stack Simplify slash dev folder, okay. So now if we go and then say Terraform init and then once we do the Terraform apply, it is directly going to store the or create the terraform.tf state file in S3 bucket. So let's go back here and we have completed the step 3. Now we'll move on to test with remote state storage backend, okay. So let's go to the terminal, clear, and we are at 07 Terraform state and 0701 Terraform remote state storage and then locking, and inside that we are going inside Terraform manifest, okay. in Terraform manifest, first thing is Terraform initialize. Okay, so whenever we say the Terraform initialize, you can see that successfully configure the backend S3. Terraform will automatically use this backend unless the backend configuration changes. So whatever the backend information you have provided in the C1 versions.tf in the backend block is taken care by Terraform now. So at this point, will it create the terraform.tf state file? No, we already know and then discussed that terraform.tf state file will get created when we run the first time for terraform apply command. Okay, even then you can cross check here, there is no terraform.tf state file here, only .terraform folder with the provider information and .terraform.log.hcl file. Okay, so which is related to the provider information, logging information. Okay, see, nothing. Okay, with that said, we'll wait for the next steps here. Okay, we'll move on and then verify the S3 bucket to say that whether it is created or not. Okay, so this is the location. Any terraform.tf state file created? No. In local it didn't create, here also it didn't create. Okay, we are cross checking both places, but expected is to get created here only. Okay, so now the next thing is we'll go ahead and then do the Terraform validate. Okay, will it create anything? No, ideally nothing. Okay, and next is we can run Terraform format or anything, all those are local. Now we can run Terraform plan. Okay, will this create locally anything or on the remote state storage? Ideally it should not create anything. So let me see here, nothing on the remote state storage and plan has run. So let's see what has going on here. Here also nothing has been created. Here also nothing. So now I'll say Terraform apply auto approve. So this should create the EC2 instance for us and also should create the state file for us. Okay, so let's see what the steps it is going to output for us. So let's wait for the steps output. So it started creating the security group VPC SSH and then VPC web, and it will start the EC2 instance next. So it started creating the EC2 instance. We still didn't get the terraform.tf state file in the S3 bucket. Okay, so let's wait for it. So we can see here EC2 instance got created. So let's verify in the local. So there is no terraform.tf state file in the local, only C3, C2, C5, C6, C4, C1 and .terraform folder and .terraform log.hcl. So let's go to S3 bucket here and refresh it. Okay, and you can see terraform.tf state file safely created in our S3 bucket. So we can see it here, it got created and versioning also enabled for that. So now what we are going to do is we are going to, so the last it updated is 1359. Okay, now we are going to do the next step. Okay, so which is nothing but if you want we can access the application whatever it has created, but that's fine. Okay, so if you want we can take this and then access it, but that's not a big deal for us here. Okay, so the core thing here is we are going to do the bucket versioning test next. Okay, so we are going to update the C2 variables.tf from T2 micro to T2 small. Okay, so let's go here and change it to this one and put this way. Okay, and now let's see what happens. So we are going to run the Terraform plan and then Terraform apply auto approve. So let me apply and then see what happens. Okay, Terraform plan standard command. So it will change the, it will tell us what it is going to replace, right? So from T2 T3 micro to T3 small. Okay, so now we'll run the apply and then see what happens. So instance type modification is completed. So now let's go back to our state file here. So last updated is 1359. If we refresh, what happens we'll see. Okay, so in 14.2 one more time it got updated. Okay, so now if you go here to the Terraform state and then verify the versions, so this is the first file it has created and the current version, which means like now whatever the changes we have done, we have the latest version also. With this you can even track your complete state file versions in step-by-step manner what changes happened and everything you can verify here also. So now this completes the Terraform S3 bucket configuration as a backend in Terraform. Okay, so in our next lecture we are going to focus on state locking introduction and then implement state locking for us. Okay, so I'll go ahead and then destroy whatever we have created as of now. So I'll copy and then destroy. So even if I destroy also, its equivalent version will get created here. Okay, right? So its equivalent, once the resource is destroyed, its equivalent version of terraform.tf state file will also get created. So I'll see you in the next lecture. Until then, bye bye. Thank you.